Hey guys, I'm back for another video, and today I'm going to be talking about Hytale again. And this is part 2 of the Hytale Mythbusting, I guess you could call it a series now. I might even continue doing this after launch. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. There's probably going to be a lot of myths similar to Minecraft, how it's like, ooh, sugarcane grows faster on sand, even though it doesn't. Alright, well anyway. With all that aside, let's begin with some more Hytale myths. Oh, and by the way, if you missed the first one, then make sure to click the link in the top right hand corner where I have 10 myths, I think it's 10, that are pretty common actually. Anyway, let's get going. So, a lot of people have been talking about voice chat being in the game and have been speculating on how it will work, whether it's distance-based or maybe there's channels. Maybe you could just talk with your friends, or it's server-wide, just everybody can talk to everybody. Well, it's actually been confirmed multiple times that voice chat is not going to be included in Hytale. So, yeah. There's multiple instances on Twitter, for example, where developers have just said that it's just not something they're thinking about doing right now. And honestly, I don't see that being too horrible. Although it would be cool if Discord was integrated in such a way that, say you join a lobby and in a minigame, then maybe you'd be able to just automatically be put in a Discord call with the other people that are in that game if you have the setting enabled. That would be cool, but I kind of understand not having a voice chat in the game because there will be young people playing Hytale and there'll be older people playing Hytale and them interacting. Not great. Anyway, on to the next myth. So a lot of people have been saying multiple dates as to when Hytale started development. I've seen some people say as early as 2013, some saying 2016, 2017. I did some light research, and the date I found to be most consistent is 2015, which is interesting because that is before Java Edition for Minecraft came out in 1.9. Back then, that was, it wasn't called Java Edition. It's such a weird thing to call it Java Edition. Anyway, I find it extremely interesting because a lot of people in the Hypixel community, they're saying that 1.9 is the update that ruined Minecraft PvP and it inspired them to make Hytale, whatever. But they were making it before the update came out, so I find that really funny and interesting. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, that's pretty neat. A lot of people have been asking whether or not the trailer's been posted too early. I do think that is true, but again, if you haven't been keeping up with the Hytale staff team, you might be wondering why the heck did they release the trailer so freaking early? And yeah, so according to Simon himself on Twitter, they wanted to do a late 2016 or early 2017 release, but the game wasn't ready. They had no idea that it was going to be as popular as it was during the trailer times. I would say now its popularity is starting to die a bit, but that's only because people are waiting and there's no real content coming out. But anyway, yeah. They're doing everything they can to make sure that players don't get burned out like with other games. So, yeah, I would just say that, again, they had no idea that this game was going to freaking be as big as it was, and they were hoping they could just, release it, get maybe some minor feedback, criticism from Hypixel players, but that's about it. But now, the game needs to be ready for the masses, because there will be many people that don't give a crap about Hypixel, and they just want to play a game, and if they find anything wrong with it, they're gonna criticize the devs. So, I think they're trying to avoid that. A lot of people have been saying that because of this, the game's gonna die. They're saying that, oh, it's taking too long, the hype is dying, the game's gonna die. No. So you guys do realize that the trailer getting 50 million views happened on its own, right? It's not like it was brought upon some fluke event, like it wasn't shouted out by anybody like crazy. It just happened. So I don't know why people are getting the idea that the Hytale announcement trailer was like the only chance the game has to gain popularity. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. If anything, I feel like if they released a launch trailer and actually announced a release date, it would probably get just as many views. And even if it doesn't, if it gets like half the amount of views, that's still 25 million people. 25 million. And is that really going to affect the long-term success of the game? I doubt it. People might be dropping off now, but that's only because they're waiting for release, or they're just moving on with their lives, you know, doing things that are more interesting to them. But the second the game comes out, they're gonna hear about it because they're gonna have friends that are still clinging on to hope, and maybe even if they don't, they'll still see it in their YouTube recommended, and they'll all come back. So I would not be scared of the game dying because of the lack of hype. It's just because it's still in development. There are people that clung on to games like Cube World for 6 years, still hoping for an update, and that's how long it's been since an update, and they just haven't gotten one. But there's still people that cling on to hope. So yeah, no, Hytale is not doomed to fail because of the hype dying. It's going to result in better long-term success because they're making a better game. They're polishing the game, they're getting rid of bugs, they're adding features, and the better the game is, the more likely it is to gain a long-term following. So I support that decision, even if it takes all the way until December of 2019 to come out. I think that's okay. So here's an interesting little piece of information that not a lot of people know, and it's about servers and monetization. So it turns out there's multiple levels of trust that Hytale will have in a third-party network. For example, white, gray, and black. And each rank is earned by having a certain level of compliance with the rules. For example, servers that follow the EULA to a T and do their best to moderate the player experience and keep things fun, secure, clean, fair, not scamming people, they'll likely get a white designation. A server like this would have an easy time monetizing on the platform. A gray or black server, however, might struggle. How exactly the team will enforce this, I don't really know yet. Maybe you'll have a team that manually reviews servers, I don't know. But they do have a big server list planned, and I bet you they'll all be white tier servers because, you know, they're the most secure, and they're the ones that will probably have the highest chance of being a genuinely good server. Not to say there won't be, you know, any value in a gray or black server. I mean, there's always places like 2B2T, which has like a cult following, and I would designate that probably as a black tier server simply because, you know, people get doxxed on there. People are nasty in the chat. It lags a lot, but there's some value in it. It's interesting stuff to see what people do when they're just given the ability to basically do anything they want on a server. It's pretty cool. Anyway, an alarmingly large amount of people have been asking about the minimum specs for the game, even though this is one of the first bits of information we got like 5 months ago. And this is quoting directly from the Hytale website. We don't have official minimum specs yet, but currently you can play Hytale on a low-end integrated laptop GPU with default view distance just fine. Okay, so I'm going to translate that to, you know, standard non-computer person speak. An integrated GPU is what you would see as Intel HD graphics, which is known throughout the computer industry to be crap. I make fun of Apple computers all the time because a lot of their laptops have like a really good, like a high amount of RAM and a lot of storage, but then you look at their processor and it's pretty slow, and then you look at their graphics and they don't even have a dedicated card. But anyway, if you can run a game on Intel HD graphics on normal settings, you're pretty good, because chances are most of your, you know, low tier laptops aren't going to have a dedicated GPU. Like for example, I started on an Acer Aspire 1, which had like 512 megs of RAM, half a gig, and it had like I think it was a quad core, but it was like a 1.2 gigahertz processor, and it had Intel HD graphics, and I was able to run very old versions of Minecraft on it. Probably not going to be able to do that nowadays, but anyway, yeah. So Hytale running on an integrated GPU is a good sign. That means a lot of people are going to have access to the game, even those with bad computers. So yeah, have fun with that information. Another rumor is that people seem to think they could just straight up import Craft Studio models into the Hytale model maker. That is not confirmed yet. I actually asked Simon myself, and he said that he can't give me an answer. So I would not say that's a definite at all. Although, we do know it looks similar, so if you want to at least practice for the Hytale model maker, Craft Studio is a great option. But don't rely on being able to straight up import it between the two platforms. Might not happen. So reiterating on the other speculation earlier, there is no confirmed release date. My opinion now, after that blog post came out saying that they're only going to do a blog like every 3 to 5 weeks, my opinion is now that the release date's probably going to be October to December. So, late 2019 to catch up with the holiday hype, since, the opportunity for summer hype's going to end. This is my theory, though. That's not really a myth-busting thing. I guess the only myth to be busted is that there is no confirmed release date and no hints of a confirmed release date. The Hytale dev said it best. I think it was Simon that said it best. When it's ready. So, anyway, that is it for this episode of Hytale Mythbusting, guys. Hopefully I clarified a lot of things for you people. And if you have any more questions, then make sure to leave them in the comments down below. If you'd like to continue the Hytale discussion, you should follow me on Twitter. On there I talk about life stuff as well as Hytale, although now that stuff doesn't come out very often, it's not really that common to see it anymore, but hey, I'll be the first to tell you if something new happens. Well, anyway, I guess that's it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.